Hi guys, I wanted to bring through a message of unconditional love for us today to really anchor us in that knowing and that energy that our soul has, but that we sometimes forget when we get swept up in the mind and the collective energy that's around us. So firstly, I think that it's really critical that we have a regular practice of coming within. It's very tempting to go without or to go external, to go to your phone, to go to Facebook, to go to Instagram, to go to the news, to call someone. And those are all really, fine things to do. But what I feel like I need to do myself is start to put in some strict limits in place on that every day and make sure that I'm spending, just as much, if not more time within and coming back, because when I do that, I find more peace, I find more stability, I can really anchor into what my soul knows to be the truth, which is that everything is okay. Everything is as it should be. And I also asked my guides, help me with a message of unconditional love. And what they brought through to me was, it's almost as if fear and being in fear has become like the socially acceptable way of being. And if you are not, worried and stressed and talking with your friends all the time about what's going on and how terrible it is, if you're not doing that, then you're almost on the outer. So in our society as it is today, fear has become the socially acceptable norm. And anyone that's not in fear is almost like, well, what on earth is that person doing? So just be really careful when you are choosing what energy you want to feed. The guides showed me almost, it's like a choice. It's like there are castings for two movies. There is a horror movie and there is a romantic comedy with Drew Barrymore in it. So there's a choice, and you, as the writer of your own story, which is something that we often forget because we're so deeply embedded in the collective fear energy, and we're so busy making sure that we fit in with everyone else and what everyone else is doing. And if that person's running for toilet paper, then I should run for toilet paper. And if that person's stocking up on pasta, I should stock up on pasta, because I want to be safe, but I want to be, I don't want to be the odd one out. But what we forget is that we actually have the choice. As the writer of our story, we choose the character that we apply for, and we choose the movie which we apply to be in. So it's our choice. I think that humanity feels like we are victims of whatever happens randomly in the world. And yes, there are many things happening. There are many realities playing out. What the guides would like me to remind you is that they love you unconditionally and that they're with you and that they've always been there. But when you're so busy externalizing your experience and forgetting to come back to that anchor within you and forgetting to create your own space and hold your own space, they can't reach you. The love can't reach you. The stability and the steady energy can't reach you. So firstly, they would like to remind you to please create that space for yourself in the chaos of what's going on, because they are trying to bring through this beautiful unconditional love for you. And they want to bring through this knowing that you are loved and that you are safe, and that no matter what seems to be going on energetically around you or physically, that you are held and that you are safe and that you've got this. The other thing they would like to remind you is that your outer reality is created from within. You are the writer of your own story. You may or may not realize this. I would strongly suggest reading The Law of Attraction by Abraham Hicks. Explains this very well. Let's take an example. I buy into the thought that I picked up from the news or around me that there is not enough toilet paper. There's not enough. So everyone's running around. I see photos everywhere of empty supermarket shelves. I am hearing everybody saying you can't get it. So I have a choice. You may not realize, but in that moment you have a choice. Do you want to feed the narrative of lack and fear? Or do you want to choose a different narrative for your character in this storyline? Do you want to buy into the collective opinion based in fear that there is not enough? And you buy into it and you buy into it, and what do you know? You walk to the supermarket and there is not enough. And you go to another supermarket and there's not enough. And you go to get another supermarket and there is not enough. Or you go home and you meditate and you anchor yourself into the steadiness within. And you remember that you are safe and you are held and that you are unconditionally loved. You say a prayer or a request to your angels or your guides. Now remember, if you need assistance from the higher dimensions, you must ask. They cannot intervene without your permission. So what did I do? That was me going from supermarket to supermarket. I asked my guides. I said, tomorrow, can you please show me where to get toilet paper or how to get toilet paper? Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I let it go. Next day, I walk into work and I see someone else with this huge box of toilet paper. And I'm like, hey, where'd you get that toilet paper? Well, I ordered it online from this customer of ours. It arrived the next day. Thank you. I went online, I ordered some toilet paper. And I'm hoping that it arrives this week, by the way. But I still have faith. But my order was confirmed and everything. So the point of that is, I decided to choose a different narrative. I decided to have faith and trust that everything I needed would come to me, not necessarily in the way I thought it would. I had to be open, okay? I had to be observant. I had to be present. I had to be releasing myself from the collective fear and make space for that solution to drop in from the higher dimensions. But if I was too busy running around from supermarket to supermarket, I would have missed that because I was clouded by this lens of lack and of fear, and I was buying into the scenario that there's not enough. There is not enough. So what the guides are saying is that you get to choose which energy you feed. You get to choose the narrative that your character experiences. You may not realize this. You may not realize that you have a choice because there's a lot of heavy thought programs of fear and of lack that we've had from generations of programming. But the power of deprogramming these viruses of fear opens up new dimensions and new realities. Just because everyone else is out there experiencing lack, does that mean you have to? Is that true? Try it. Just give it a try. When you find yourself going, oh my God, this is just so bad, just go, okay, does it have to be? Do I want to feed the fear energy? Am I wanting to willingly audition myself into the horror movie? Or would I like, more romantic comedy, Hawaii kind of energy? I know which one I'm auditioning for. But they're only going to let me in if my vibration and my thoughts are light enough to play out the romantic comedy energy that they want. If I'm in fear, they're going to be like, oh, maybe you should audition for that horror movie. Like, we think you'd be better for that. You know, like, So we have a choice. We are the creators of our reality. At the moment, there's like a collective horror movie going on. But you don't need to play a role in that. You don't need to feed the energy of that. So come back within and create space. When you find yourself getting scared, don't judge yourself for that, okay? Find your way. Yoga, meditate, running, what else? Whatever it is you want to do, listening to music. Create your own energetic anchor. You. Do not be so swayed by the collective and do not buy into that reality. I'm not saying don't have compassion. I'm not saying don't help where you can. But the first thing you need to do is look after yourself. And the best way you can do that is by working on your energy, coming back to the stillness within you, connecting with the higher self, and just allowing the unconditional love and the steadiness and the breath to bring you back. And if you find yourself able to start writing a future storyline for yourself that is one that you want. Because collectively, if we all detach from the horror movie energy that's playing out, and we all just choose a higher thought, just one thought. So you could go from there's not enough to I trust that I'm going to get what I need. You just need to do that step. And you know why you need to do that step? Because you don't deserve to be in the horror movie. You deserve to step out of it, and you deserve to step into these higher dimensions that a lot of us are inhabiting at the moment. And you got to believe that you're worthy of that. Otherwise, you're just going to subconsciously stay down in fear. So see it from the higher perspective. Which movie are you going to audition for? So you got to start getting into character now. So watch some rom-coms, connect to the playful energy, connect to the energy of faith and trust and love. Make that choice again and again and again and again for yourself. Is the more of us that do that, the quicker this fear dissolves, the quicker we start creating our heaven on earth. Love and light to you. You are so loved.